Hey y'all, welcome back to Hopped Up Beer Review. Today we're trying Xingu by Cervejas Premium do Brasil out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Thanks for joining us.
Welcome to Hopped Up Beer Review, the show where we give you our unprofessional and somewhat biased opinion about the beer we are drinking and reviewing. You go out and you watch other shows, they're going to be professional and they're going to be unbiased. And we don't do that here. We cut straight to the point. We're unprofessional and somewhat biased. So that's what you get here that you don't get anywhere else. Appreciate you guys checking us out. If this is your first time, be sure to like, subscribe, and cheers that notification bell. As well as check us out on social media. The links are below. I've got Jay in the Grateful Dead shirt, like that shirt, Jay. I've got Andy in the attic and the even better Hopped Up Beer Review shirt. And I am Ben. What are we drinking today?
I'm not even going to try it.
No,
We'll leave this to Andy.
it's Xingu. Come on, say it with
Xingu.
me.
Xingu.
This is a black lager, or they just call it black beer, smooth as silk. Got a cool history behind it.
Let's drink it.
But I have been so pumped to get this to y'all because, as you know, I've had this, and it's one of those I can't get around here. And anytime I'm somewhere I can get it, I grab it.
Is this one we grabbed at Hop City?
Yes.
Okay.
Smooth as silk.
Look at that.
So technically a black lager.
Coming in nice and dark.
Have we had a black lager before?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
We've had a black IPA, I believe.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Look at that. It makes that Hopped Up Beer Review show up so well.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Nothing is getting through there, guys.
Yeah.
Smells like a lager.
Smells good.
Yeah.
So it's 4.6%, 20 IBUs.
Thirsty.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, man. It's almost like a porter. It's just not like that fruity enough, almost a stout, but you can get a little of that crisper, leaning towards a lager.
Yeah, it's the lightness of a lager, So you're in between that lager and porter.
Yeah. So Xingu is named after a tributary of the Amazon down in Brazil. This beer was actually first produced in 1988. However, its roots, its origin go back to over 400 years earlier. So story goes, there was this American couple. They went on this expedition down in the Amazon, and they met this guy, and the guy didn't introduce exactly how he was, but he was an attorney with some group who had nothing to do with beer. But the couple, the husband was a writer, and he wrote articles, and his interests were in like anthropology, but he did an origins of beer and of the beers in the world. So when they were down there, he came across in his research this old text referring to a beer recipe from these records showing a beer recipe from the Brazil from 1557. And they described it as a black beer that was produced in the Amazon rainforest with corn, manioc, and then it was fermented naturally. Manioc is this really starchy tuberous root, also called cavaza. So it's found in tropical trees. So this guy wanted to create it because he was a big beer aficionado, and after doing the research, he was hooked. So he got this guy from Brazil. His wife ran this. You didn't know this, of course, but his wife was they lived in Vermont and ran a hotel up there. So they couldn't stay in Brazil, had to get back. This guy, this Brazilian lawyer who knew nothing about it, cold called all these different breweries all around the country kept getting no, trying to find somebody who would do this recipe for them and brew it. Finally, this tiny brewery that was about to go bankrupt, and it's Cervejaria Casa Dorense. That's the best I could do because I don't speak Portuguese. I'm a Spanish guy. But this was like 1,000 kilometers from this lawyer in Rio, and he had to go out there. But they made it work. It saved the brewery. They blew up, and now it's the main brewery is out of Rio, and actually they produce it in parts of the world, and these particularly were from actually Canada.
Right.
So long story short,
it's probably a very popular beer down in Rio. I mean, as large as their population is, they'd have to mass produce in other locations.
When this was first produced, it won awards. It blew up on the scene. Within the first year, less than a year, they entered it into these beer competitions, like international beer competitions, and the big ones. When they got hold of it, the advertising went off, and so the production went out, up. So good for them.
Yeah, and to think that this is a recipe that somebody happened to find, which is somewhat crazy to think that this beer could not even be here had they just read it and said, okay, great, whatever, and moved on, So wow. Great research there, Andy. Always appreciate the time you put into that, and definitely this was a good one.
It's fun.
Yeah. Glad you shared it with us. Both the story and the beer.
Yeah, absolutely. Smooth as silk that's a great tagline for this. I think it's actually fits it pretty well. Definitely very interesting. I don't know that I've had a black lager. I think when we had the black IPA, I said, I don't know that I've had a black IPA. It's just not something we see very often in our area where we're located. So,
I see black IPAs a lot more. I agree with you, Ben. I don't know that I've ever seen a black lager.
Yeah. So definitely interesting.
We want to rate her?
Yeah, let's go around and rate it. So Andy, in your attic, you've had this before. Jay and I neither one of us have. Jay, why don't you go first?
Yeah, I'd be happy. When you pour this and you look at it being so dark and heavy, or you think it's heavy, being so dark, but being a lager, it's not. It's pretty easy drinking. It does have some of those notes that you can pick up on, similar to what Andy was talking about, after you've had about half of it, similar to a porter on the back end. But it's very easy going, very smooth drinking. I'm going to run this, I think, a 7.5.
Okay. I think, as I mentioned a second ago, the tagline "Smooth as silk" is perfect for this beer. It is all, definitely very smooth. It is a mouthful. It's fantastic. I love it. This is one that I wish we could get a lot more of. And now we know, we can at least hopefully get it from Birmingham when we go back. This is a 9 for me. I absolutely love this beer. The taste and the flavor, all there. You get those notes of, like Andy said, Jay reiterated, porter, but it's light. This one is fantastic. 9 all day long.
Yeah, I'm right up there with you. Just I can have it year round. I've got to keep it consistent with my past ratings on this. I'll go, when I look back at my loggings, I stayed consistent in the past two, and I've spread it out through the years, because I'll go years before I've had this. And so that's what it's been. It's been like 3 years. So I'm going to give this a 9 as well. I think the first time I got it, it was a Father's Day gift, and somehow my wife got it through this beers of the world order, and somehow they shipped it to Mississippi, which is illegal to, by the state of Mississippi, to ship alcohol to your home. And she got me this beers of the world, and this Xingu was one of them. And I was like, whoa, I've never had anything like this. It's so unique.
Yeah. It's
I've
really
drank,
good.
I've had a lot more beers now, and I'm like, oh, okay, because I can pick up that roasted, and it's almost a porter stoutish, but not quite. And it's just so unique. So a lot of nostalgia for me too, because when I was really getting into the craft beer, this was one of the exotic ones.
The gateways.
It was great.
Well, thank you for sharing, Andy.
Yeah, definitely glad you grabbed this one. I can see why this one won awards, just right off the bat, because it is so different, but yet really, really good. All right, cue the fireworks. That's going to be an 8.5 for the, I can't pronounce it.
Xingu.
Xingu from
Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. The Cervejas Premium do Brasil.
Here we go. Andy's going to take my job here. If you find this beer, you should kick yourself if you don't buy it, because this beer is fantastic. Give it a shot. It's different. It's flavorful. It's a fun beer. Definitely, again, can see why it won awards, when they were kind of getting it started. So be sure to grab it, give it a shot, and let us know what you think. Again, be sure to like, subscribe, and cheers that notification bell. Check us out on social media, and that will do it for this episode of Hopped Up Beer Review. For Jay and Andy in the attic, I am Ben. Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.